Of course, there are also some solutions to cope with current campaign. Some smart netizen has already provided their advices. They say that if you are a successful individual businessman and you are running a large business, it is good for you to establish a company. And with the campaign following, I believe that the business climate in China will become better. But in accordance with some statistics, the previous 3 months has seen and witnessed that the online car hearing orders has already been potentially cut by nearly 20% per month, and the number of drivers has hiked by 10% month by month. And so is the situation in food delivery industry. Maybe some people, they unfortunately lost their jobs in some companies. They will have a transitory stage, just like to become a delivery man or to become a online car hailing driver. That is contemporary job. Maybe they could find a better job later, but now the distribution platforms, they have to pay the taxes, and those workers' income will be lower, and even they will go downward. And I believe that for those platforms, they have to employ more tax personnel, and their tax personnel, their current tax staff will become very busy with the change. Maybe that could be replaced by AI, but that is only a guess. Now, those platforms will import your revenue or income to the local government of taxes, and it will some withhold or remit your taxes, and even your revenue is considered as individual income tax. That would be bad. And some sensitive and famous e-commercial platform will become the target among governments. And the worst situation is that you could not provide any invoices and your profit margin is low, and you are running some business for click farming, and there is almost no remedial measures to save that, to correct that, and you will meet your end. Another report said that the total revenue of commercial platform has reached RMB 15 trillion in 2024. But being compared with China's GDP, it is relatively low, and however, it also covered 300 million employees in both upstream and downstream industries, covering so many industrial fields, and it has already solved employment potentially for the government. And the report says that Taobao, Tmall, TikTok has already filed their data, and so far 6,654 platforms have already submitted their basic information, and they are waiting to submit trade data to local government. And as high as 4,100 platforms have already accomplished the submission of traders' information, including individual tax-related information. Why there are so many platforms? Because it covers live streaming platforms, distribution platforms such as 美团、饿了么、Airbnb for some homestay and so on. Besides that, it also includes some trade platforms, matching platforms, flexible staffing platforms covering education, medical services, laboring, tourism, training, designing, nursing services, translation services, online literature, game, and entertainment, and so many other fields. So the number is so high that is really to my surprise, and I really did not notice that. The government is likely to see that you are making mistake and you will become the focus. Then the government will trigger their tax verification mechanism to you, and that is the worst thing to see. For example, the platform will submit a set of data and the enterprise will submit another bunch of data. They are not matched. Okay, that is trouble. They will put you into the list of tax verification mechanism, and you will become the target. And following that, it will activate retroactive tax investigation covering the past 1 year to 3 years, but the term is quite uncertain, and it is almost important for you to find the invoices for each trading. And the second dangerous company is that your revenue is too high. Okay, that will be eye-catching among government. You will be paid high attention to. And the third focus is that your backup is very weak, or you have no backup. What does that mean? I believe that is that for a common company, it is a good suggestion to establish an office in some famous industrial park, and it will make you strong. I have already seen so many examples. They just lease some offices in an industrial park, but the office is empty. They do not work here. There is no employees in such places, and the room is completely empty. In the future, I believe that it will become a normalized situation in China. Maybe it hurts for the first time, but it will become normal. The best thing we want to see is that the click farming or brushing will be contained and stopped. That is what I want to see. It is rumored that as high as 50% of orders in Taobao is fake and fabricated, and their positions are pushed up by clicking farming. And if that is so, okay, this platform is untrustable. And if it really submits some real data, and you have to pay, and you have to pay heavy taxes, and it is much heavier than before. For this new campaign, some contingent workplace platform or on-demand talent platform are giving special concerns. That is to my surprise. If you want to find a part-time job or on-demand job, okay, you have to pay the tax, and you will be earning less than before. And it was neglected by the state administration of taxation, but now they began to turn their eyes to you. And for some large-sized companies, okay, they are covered. For some low-end or small-sized companies, they will be paid more attention to, and that is the point. And I have some solutions to this issue. The point one is that when you are running a business, you really have to abide by and comply with laws and regulations in China, and that is the priority one. The second solution is that you really have to hire some professional financial staffs and do not evade some tests, and they will give you some professional services. That is the point two. The point three is that if you are running a large-sized business, okay, it is good for you to establish a company to avoid some tax-related trouble. And the fourth solution is that if it is possible, please rent an office in some famous industrial parks. They will become your backup, and it will, no matter it is empty or you just set some one person or two person in that company, it is necessary to protect your business. The fourth is that if it is selectable, please select managed services such as Temu. And the next solution is that you can select the Go Global strategy, and to sell some items to foreign buyers, you can establish a company in foreign land. Maybe that is not a good advice for some small-sized business. Finally, those small-sized companies will be weeded off, and only those small companies will survive, or some companies who abide by laws and regulations, they have to pay higher taxes, they will survive, and that is the end in the future. And how to say that if you are a lower leveled person in the society and you only want to earn some small size money, you only want to earn small pieces of bread for your family, it will become tough and difficult. And if you are unskilled and you cannot find a standard job and you only want to earn some small size money, such as you want to be a delivery man, you want to be an online car sharing driver, and your life will become much more miserable and suffering because you have to pay extra taxes, and your income will be lower and reduced further. And if it really continues, such kind of person will be further impacted. Thank you all. That is today's Frank Show. Thank you very much.